And we have heard a lot about the importance of age. What age can play in the life of a sportsman. And also we have heard a lot about the importance of infrastructure, the importance of giving sponsorship, incentives to sportsmen, and also the other problems which actually hinder the life of sportsmen from respected Ozachoba. And we have talked a lot about outside stuff. I mean, Ozachoba and Randy both were talking a lot about the external factors which can influence in your life, if you like to be a sportsman in the future or right now. But today, I would like to focus the internal factors, actually, which is more basic and important to decide, to lead you on the way to success. Like a young man was talking about willpower. And I'll be talking about dreams, the importance of having dreams, the importance of having a positive mind, and the importance of having self-confidence. And all this will be told today from my own experience. If possible, I will into some other athletes, if possible, but I'll focus mostly on my life because I know the best about my life better than anyone. I don't know if I should speak in English all the way or Chinese, ni hao, annyeonghaseyo, Korean, namaste ji, kurum jari. I know a little bit Chinese too. And I think I would mix up, okay? Might be some of you have a little bit problem understanding. I mean, I know I don't understand you, but I know you can understand. But sometimes, to make it easier to understand fully, I will mix up. Before I go to my point, I just like to give a little bit. It's not really a joke. It's about playing soccer. I was born in Uripo, but then, because of my family's poverty, my parents, actually my father, he was illiterate, very different from Ozachoba's family, and also Renede's family. My father couldn't sign his name. So, to give his identification, he has to use his thumb print. That's the identity my father could show. And my mother saying she couldn't sign her name because they never went to school in their whole life. They were just busy. They were just like, working like slaves, working like laborers. And our family never had a piece of land. So my parents were totally illiterate, no education at all. And we had no land. But my parents had more children than Renede's or Ozachoba's. Ozachoba had 8, right? You may say, wow. But my parents had 10. So I beat Ozachoba, right? And I was the last one. I was the number 10 child. And I'm lucky to be here, standing in front of you and interacting with you, sharing my ideas and experiences. Because I could have been one of those who died because of malnutrition. My parents couldn't feed all these 10 kids, and 3 of them died when they were still young, very young. And I'm very lucky, I was very lucky that I survived. So from Uripok, as my parents were illiterate, so they moved to different places like gypsies. So we ended up settling at Kanglatongbi. This is a story where you can read for more detail in my book, My Journey. A son. The story of a son, a peasant son on top of the world. And the book's name is My Journey. And that will be released with the documentary film on my life last year. It was made last year. And the name is Kanglei Atoiba Mapari, the great son of Manipur, the great son of Kanglei Pa. I'm not really that great, but people just love my wakalon. I give wakalon, I know. Taiwan, the late Jack true. Taiwan is citizen of Wayna. From the Russia, foreigner of Wayna late. So I know Iram Dambo, diplomatic candidate, and I know Unchis the now. I know Manipur representative. India, I put the go. I Manipur Kanglei Pa representative. Although India didn't be Yate. Manipur countries cried in India and Tare. But I have to say, you know, Slovakia, the Mr. War is up though. I Manipur Manipur flexible, right up level. I Slovakia. And India, stay the left of my arm left of flex, you find a Kansaki. Can always the payment on the black as payment. India is a left. The Egayam, the Tinamba, Jane Yuda, Quetaminarpa, Haryana, the game Mayama, Masi. Austria, the Australian lower labor. And Masi Aikun, and all the way from Austria, Salzburg. It's a beautiful place. He came to Nitra in Slovakia to meet me. And we met after 18 years. And then he became my manager. So he helped me to oil on my body, and he helped for my food, he did everything. So, so he became my manager, he became my best friend, and he helped me around. And then later on, after the competition, I was invited to his home. He married an Austrian. So I stayed in Salzburg for 2 nights and 3 days. And I came to Vienna. I stayed another 2 nights, just seeing around things. I love to see things, new places. And so that's a different story. So my parents took all of us to Kanglatongbi. I think you know, right? It's a little bit, it was very, very small village in those years. And I was a cowherd, cowboy, Manipuri cowboy. School campus, only 3 hours. We had 3 hours, and the school was away from my village because my village had no school, no electricity, no clubs, no motorcycle. I could only see cycle. Not in my family, others. That's the village I grew up. So I can tell you a little bit about this, how much we suffered. Every time, we had no rice. Phudit Khappa. Phudit Khappa kangang don't want their ngang sing. Or za with the kangang money. Which is change folks, it's selected enough. Imagine that. The book da mina low yaki bagita who book pokrado. She picked up those crabs, to clean up, to get back home. If it was raining, ngong taraga di mapanda ko tu ya da banina. Bon so mamada ngoraga suraga kapaga. But you take it from a pacheng tu na. Akoy mayam ji thang na ponare. And you can read this in my book, which will be released on 20 June, with the documentary film in Lamyan Basangland. If you have time, you are most welcome, place to come. That is my na manas, my na taruga. Jeng karapon say, "Wait, media, manina, bonaroi donina." Imagine a kari together. She went out and she plucked a lot of wild vegetables like bangkok pla. They get a vegetable, since mana, and here aga, punna thonga. Which is my tarapisi, not only one time, not 2 times, but for almost every season. Why? My parents worked like slaves, like the beasts of labor, like they were animals. But they never improved their livelihood because they were actually exploited by those landowners. Quay lâu xuống đây để tôi nói mỗi ngày mấy cái lâu của tôi thì ốc suy yếu đó bên nó quả chăm đó bên nó mỗi ngày 2 đôi in là cái thằng xuống xuống nó xù bạc nó dễ những gì không chỉ chọc đánh lại đầu quay cha nó chọc quần nó vậy ở đây là ngao là cái gì đó I saw a lot of rice tonight. I saw a lot of rice at the corner of my house and I was so happy and next day all gone. Anh nói mà gì just to console me, my father would say, "Don't worry, we will have more next time." We had never had enough, not even 2 meals a day. Now, quay chả được gì, chiên nghiền, mà nằm thịt mà chiên lên, quay nó bọc trái ra tập đồ, quay bốc thằng giá cái phòng ăn tiệm à. You know why I'm telling all this? Anh nói cái nó xí với bà lấy hai cái. You guys, you boys and girls, you are damn lucky. And don't think you are from far or you are from village or you are poor. No, you are much richer than me. And don't underestimate yourself. And don't think you are poor, you are unlucky. You can consider you are the luckiest one in the world. I know the situation is not good. But what makes a man go far? What makes a man get succeed? Internal or quality. Tuy mà cái này gì ngang giờ cái hết gì ấy chứ càng là thiếu cái này mà tuần giờ quên gì cái nào này được có không có nhầm sao nữa đấy dạ sao đấy ada mỗi na anh muốn tập bài rồi cái yang wang ni tu jeng dengan dia untuk kau kerja na because I knew I would grow up high. I knew I would be short. I didn't come and go from there. Join the yang bài rồi mà mà tôi nói xa cái hộp cái tập chơi rất chân rồi đó. Ấy đúng không? Năng thì phun manga thì hell rồi nè. Tôi chắc rồi cái hát là ning bagai làm tôi chụp cái này thì tôi khỏe. So if you think you are short and you are disappointed to play soccer, if you think soccer is not your hope, you are most welcome to my field, bodybuilding. And bodybuilding, yeah, Renati was talking about age. He says he's 35 years old. That's how you Colombia. Say 40 years later. I'm 50 years old.
I'm still young.
I say young case, right? I was born in 1963, but I'm quite young in the academic year. Yes. 1967. It's a lie. I didn't do that. I sure did. I didn't know anything about that. But why should I lie to you? I'm 50 years old. So 1960, but 1 year I lost almost because I was born December 28. 2 days make 1 year for me. So it's like I was born in 1964. Anyway, it's okay. So, you know, when we talk about age, yes, Sahi akwai sahi matangsi sanaba kharadadi nganna hoba yai ko adu sanaba khara madadina adum khara anore sudum yai. You know how when I started bodybuilding, you know, I started when I was 23 or 24, and I have trained for the last 26 years, and I got Mr. World very late, and I will talk about it later. So today no PPT today. So today my topic is have dreams. Not the dreams you see when you sleep, but the dreams which don't let you sleep. As tumba yado, am yaw sani, commission tom dai sida. Sung tum yado. Kari position phang dai no, kam ai tok dai no, kana na ai ki atopa contestants ma yam, kana ko dai kari lay back no lap da ba. Ai kaya ma tum da ba. The first point is have dreams. If you like to succeed in life, dreams. The next one is dream bigger. So the second point is dream bigger. Hello. Elizabeth, hello. Have dreams, dream bigger. Have dreams, comma, dream bigger, comma. And always try to look beyond the present failure or crisis. Mang mangadabani, hen sawa mang mangadabani. Adubo. Hujik boyba aigi mighty bagi fibam do. Madugi wang wada. Tatro. Hello. Madugi hujik aigi boyba kudong chada failure oiba aigi weak point lady ba mayam je. Siki wang wada yang laga. Aigi dream aina pam jadi ba dream do. Visualize. What is visualization? It's just close your eyes and to see the thing you like to be. Visualize the dream, I think. If you like to be a professor, let's say, if you like to be a world champion, without visualization, you cannot. How we make champion ourselves? First is in your head. We make ourselves champion first in the mind. Then we follow that visual, we follow that picture. Standing on the victory stand and receiving the world champion, the medal. You visualize that first. You have to be able to visualize, to see. Anybody? You have to be able to see. See the picture, the photo, the reality of you as a champion, as a winner. Teamwork together. Every team has individuals. Team spirit. Every individual has to have this dream. How does Germans got before they came to Brazil? They already dreamed. Every one of them had dreamed already to be champion, to get this trophy. Of course, Argentina too. But then luck plays sometimes. Sometimes if you are not lucky, all the goal will hit on the post, or the goalkeeper will catch. So luck also plays. So have dreams, then dream bigger. And always try to look beyond the present failure or the crisis or the troubles. See Mike again on top. I know. Pan Mr. What about the study? Sorry for the interruption. So how I just tell from my life. After I became Mr. Senior Asia #1, first ever Manipuri who got Senior Mr. Asia title. I got in 1999, and I was the first one. Nobody got Mr. Asia before. And I was the first one. But I felt a little bit sorry instead of being very happy. You know why? I didn't go for Manipur. I went for Taiwan as a Taiwan citizen. That was the only sorry I felt when I received the medal, gold medal. But I was damn happy. Then, that was my dream when I was at JNU doing my master, my MPhil, my PhD. It was my dream. After I became Mr. Northern India, I won 3 times. And I became the first Manipuri to get overall Mr. Northern India champion. And after that, I started dreaming about to be Asian #1. And my Indian friends, you know, in Delhi, they laughed at me because I look quite small. But I don't accept. If you say I'm small, no, I will say, no, I'm not. I'm big, but I'm short. Right? How's that? I big pa na te ba? I name ba giwan? Pa e chaw we ba? Ado I mean na hekta big pa sa I di yate. Masi phoi Meetei gi ma ching ai dro khang de ko. O ja chai pan bi bi do. So when I said I like to compete in Mr. Asia, you know, people were laughing at me, and they never thought I would be. But they know now, today, I'm world champion. And last year, I got the award of excellence, and I have this medal. I will show you up. Okay, here. Oh. It's quite big, right? Ito yan sila si Paul. Luman na bang ngakse, na ito yung baka ba? Yang lume, yang chow. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So this is the award of excellence, and how I got this award of excellence out of 300 athletes. And okay, this one is the last year champion, and this is the gold I got last year, and this one is this year. So this is why more signing. This one is a little bit old. But the value, this one is more value. This one has more value, so I will hold this one. How I got the title, this award, this very honorable, the award of excellence, the gold medal award of excellence. This one is based on not only your muscle, not only the size and proportionate body. I have very proportionate body. My legs, my chest, everything very proportionate. Of course, not good for soccer, but very good for bodybuilding. And I made it in the last 26 years. Naturally, no steroids, no drugs. So that's why it says here, INBA, means International Natural Bodybuilding Association. I'm not like those bodybuilders who use steroids and drugs. I don't believe in it. I'm a believer in natural. I'm a believer in health, as just I've already mentioned. Mentally, physically, you have to be fit if you like to be a good sportsman or champion. And I follow that for my life. And I believe in that. That's why I keep myself away from steroids and hormones and drugs. for the last 26 years, I have trained as a natural bodybuilder. So, so, so I do, natural bodybuilding. And so for this, after I get this senior Mr. Asia champion as the first Manipuri, I started dreaming bigger. But don't think I got easily. Every success in my life comes in a very tough way, very hard way. Same with my education. And I will tell you later, I think I will have time, because I'm given more time. Not like the last time. On 12, I spoke in iValley talk show. That was all in English. And they gave me only 18 minutes. But today I have 1 hour, so I'm more relaxed. And I hope you are not tired. So after getting this, I started dreaming about this, getting world champion. And you know how many competitions I have competed to get world champion? I have competed 7 times. This is Chinese symbol, Chinese gesture, body language. This means 7 times. I have competed Mr. Asia 7 times, and I got number 1, I got number 2, I got number 3, number 4, number 6. And every time I was in top 6. And I have competed 2 Asian games. Taiwan immigrated foreigner laaga season immigrant Asian games Taiwanese amurak yawe atau amurak yawe. Ay na iniem niya anirap yawan. I said 2002 Busan Asian Games and 2006 Doha Asian Games. Anirap yawe. Although I should be in top 3, but it was unfair because Taiwan has no country status. So, you know, I could be put down very easily. Bodybuilding is very, very subjective. Sports never. Aina, just a minute, I gym then had a bound of the my other sumia talk if they say, the top 6, like the top 3, I live in that. It's an Asian champion. The Bashayam Pangunina. I'm going to be directed. I say, Lupala and travel with them never. Side top 3 the Tangadi. Lupa, listen on Bofang deal. Top 6 the one, you know about. So I have competed 2 Asian Games, 7 Asian Championships, and 6 Chinese Cup. 6 Mr. Universe. There's nobody here in the whole of Manipur who have competed 6 times in Mr. Universe. I don't think even in India. I have competed for 6 Mr. Universe. So to get this, thank you. To get this world title, you know how I train. For every competition, I train like a robot. I train like a machine. And I know if you are a sportsman, you can understand what I say. But that's our already coming. You know, to get something, you have to train, you have to give 100%. And I did that. You know how many Mount Everest, you know, the height of Mount Everest is 8,848 meters. You know, I got it. Mount Everest, only cardio. I'm not talking about how much time I spend on training. 2.5 hours I train, and after that, 40 to 50 minutes I do cardio to take off my fat, to lose fat, to look hard, define and strike it. And you know how many Mount Everest, the height of Mount Everest, I have climbed in this more than 12 years. I have climbed more than 70 times. Mount Everest, 70 times. I say, God, never. only cardio. What about exercise? In this 2.5 hours training, you know how many kilograms of weight I have lifted, you know? Tons and tons. Don't I do? Wait, don't go. Let's say, let's say here 25 kg, or I a leg press over the, so let's say 500 kgs I kick up. So I don't set up a I did that. And how many nights I slept with muscle sore, muscle pain, because I tortured myself. What is simply bodybuilding is to train the way you break your muscle cells. Muscle cells in the muscle fibers in there. I have suffered that. And sometimes we got injury. I was actually not compulsory. She did not talk about it. Soccer, we get a badminton or get any. Oh, just think what my boss just come just muscle, my dealer, can't be more some young meet Ganaram with the country. Slept with pain, with muscle sore, just to get my world champion title. And how many nights, you know, I tossed them by other. What can you want them for? Hey, Kari, come to speak and I'll try the country, the Gilakani, Kanana, I wonder, and Pagani Kanana. I tossed this side and tossed this side, and my wife and I we sleep together, and see, in 1 minute, I will take 3 hours. That's really terrible. I'm very alert. So how many nights? For 12 years, I did. And how many fun times I sacrificed. It's just not, Daddy, Daddy, competition like gym, I have to go to gym, sorry. And I sacrificed their fun time. I sacrificed my own time. And I sacrificed my taste. What if the competition by other, they put chicken curry, I think, boil the tum for 3 months, we have to sacrifice all this fun, all this taste, all these social activities. For 12 years I did to get world champion. You know what happened at the end of this hard work, all these 12 years? I got number 9. That's the best position placing I got. From all those 6 Mr. Universe. But don't take me wrong, it doesn't mean I was bad. As I told you, bodybuilding is very unfair, very subjective. I got nothing. You know what happened? I was so frustrated, so disappointed. And I thought, oh my God, am I going to finish my sports career without even getting world title? And people already asked me to write a story, an autobiography, which I have finished, which will be published on 20 July with a documentary film. And people asked me already when I got this Senior Mr. Asia title, when I got this Mr. Lion, Lion of Manipur. Kung napam cover na ngon da Meetei dong sai na title jeng on the beat na. Ti pang ramatang da. And I tried, I got nothing, and I was so frustrated, so disappointed. And besides that, I was, almost 50 years old. Now, of course, last 2 years, I was almost 50 years. I could have said to myself, hey, Ahal, you are an old guy. Forget about your title. Forget about your dream. Forget about your book. And I could have said, yes, sir. We have 2 selves, huh? One say, you quit. One say, you go. And I could have said to myself, to the other one, yes, sir, I'm old. I'm a loser. So, I'm a loser. I should quit. And besides that, you have 4 kids. I could have said to myself, you better take care of your kids. You better spend time with your wife. They're missing you. You better take care of your students. You better take care of your professional job. If you are fired, how you will live, huh? With all those questions, factors, I could have quit. Yes, of course. I tried. So, archery club ka to get the machine for doing it, the royal machine shower right now. Hey, archery club on the set level. Talaga. I said archery club to the it's like he saw the young archery instructor saw me. And he saw my strong arms, my strong chest, my 8 packs. Actually, I had 10. Now only 8 because I eat a lot after the competition. And my strong legs. He told me, sir, you can be very good in archery because you have strong hands and a strong chest and strong legs. You can balance. You can focus very good. You can be still champion. So, I was happy. And I tried for 1 week. I went there. I took my kids, my wife. I drove my Toyota RAV4, which I bought from my sports money. And I went for a week. But deep inside my heart, the other one says, oh, come on. You have spent almost 24 years. You have built your body. You have everything. It's just a matter of luck. It's just a matter of unfair. But why you have to quit? The other self was talking. I wonder, why you later? When Marie Jana Sarapana Sadu, why you later? Because the way to obtain no. I have a question nama. I wonder to hangwa. Like I wonder to say, Chumbang from the world, I just took Hangna to order and I have a young devil labor. But you Meetei, you don't Malika. Bagi ipai pugi, lingjen tu orang malam masih. And so deep inside my heart, I asked this question: why should you give up? You are good. You can be champion still. It's just a matter of time. Keep trying. And harap pada gi ay maning hale. Ay archery kapos dapat tuwe. Ani gym dah mo ansal. Sing matang kita kamay to kita ako IFBB say IFBB International Federation for Bodybuilding masih na kamay to kita mo na doping test drug charge doping test no program to ay dia tu yaw la ne ba IFBB Mr. Universe to ay di natural way na su test to ko yaw ko matang tu da but in the last 2-3 years they took out mo na lok thok they ay di adu su yaw ning dra orang di madu ki factor na sumara mo na ay to om yaw ne asala itre Drug job my abdum rakta chada ba ina changuraga di yarwa chang di change unok nokte ram di chara di modi doctor ne matak ta ka di bekta wait ke di da ka ai le ya da adi kik na de adubo aina sai kari gumba title phanga ga su karam ba competition phang kono ha di drug job di phang mayam na khana ga da wakhalon adu ai di pam da I don't like people think he got Mr. Universe. He's number 1, but he used a lot of steroids. He used a lot of hormone drugs. But do I my moral, my self-conscious will never allow me to do this kind of things. I think my education also helps. Because of my education from JNU, I think because of my yoga before, I think it helped me to be away from all these vices and illegal stuff. So I again came back to my gym, and then now what I did, instead of giving up, instead of excusing myself of all those failures and troubles and crises, I started in the net looking, what kind of federations are there I can compete? Which federation has this doping test? That's how I found this INBA, International Natural Bodybuilding Association. And I immediately sent message. I emailed to the president, to the committee. They were organizing this Mr. World that time, last year, in Greece, Zakynthos, Greece. And I said, and And they say, and I asked, I am living as a citizen of Taiwan here in Taipei, but I was born in India and I grew up. But I don't have any document or paper. As an Indian, can I take part, can I represent Manipur, my hometown? And the president, the association, the federation, told me, yes, of course you can, it's up to you. And I was given this freedom, and actually this is my cherished dream. And Mr. Asia, this was my cherished dream. And they told me, yes, I could. That's how I competed for INBA. And you know how fair this INBA was? You know, for so many years, for 6 years I competed in Mr. Universe, and I was put down all the time. I was denied of my right to get better placing. But this time, I went alone with a student, my one Italian student, bodybuilding student. We two went together, and I was just a stranger. I was just like an alien, just a stranger with small eyes and flat nose among those tall and white guys, you know, European and American and African. And when the competition was over, you know, the most scary thing in sports, you know, during the competition is before the announcement. When you stand near the victory stand, you don't know if your name will be announced first or last. Last is the best one. When you run, last is not the best one, right? It's the worst. But your name is announced last, that is the best. So we were 6. Bum, 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 bum. After the last 3 names were announced, I felt better. Oh! Finally, at least, I got in top 3. I was excited. I was happy. But that was not really my goal. When I say world title, what is world title? Is that to be on top, right? Number 1. So, finally, number 3 was announcing somebody's name. Wow, I felt really great. But still, my heart was beating so fast, so hard. It's almost like coming out. Because I didn't like to miss. There's 2 people and I don't like to be Argentina. I like to be Germany, you know. And we were holding hands. He was this side, left side, and we were holding hands. You know, if he wins, we raise our hands. If I win, we raise our hands anyway. So I hold, and his name was announced first. Wow! I raised him. Then I thought, wow, after so many years, after 12, 13 years of hard work, finally I accomplished my cherished dream. Finally, I got my dream come true. So, thank you. So here, I would like to tell you something. Maybe in soccer you cannot be too old, but there are so many sports, and not everybody is going to play soccer, all right? Some will go to soccer, some bodybuilding, some tennis, some. Most important factor is your thinking, is your mental power, it's your self-confidence. It's your dream. It's your positive thinking. When I was 48 plus, I got Mr. World when so many people already retired. From Manipur, they are all younger than me. They already retired. Nobody remembers them now. Nobody sees them as competing. They already retired. But for me, when I'm 50, it's like I'm just beginning. I'm just beginning to climb, you know? I'm just beginning to climb the Everest. Why? Because I use my mental power to push myself forward. And I have dreams. Yes, I have accomplished my dream, right? Dream, have dreams. Yes, number one step, finish. What about number two? Dream bigger. Now I come to that point. Almost time, we have enough time, right? Today's I have 1 hour, right? Okay. So, dream bigger. I started dreaming even bigger. So next competition is, I have Natural Olympia. In bodybuilding, the highest competition is Olympia. But for those who use steroids and drugs, they have simple Olympia. And for us, those who don't use steroids and drugs, we have N Olympia, means Natural Olympia. So I'm already invited by the INBA president when he gave me this, the award of excellence. He invited me to come to California, San Diego, 2 places. I will compete 2-3 competitions. And then I will join Natural Olympia. You know, for a bodybuilder, every bodybuilder's dream is to become a professional and to compete in the natural. Like Renedy has become a professional. Without chocolate. And for me too, that is my professional. Of course, I'm not young like them, but still I'm thinking like a young man. You know, when I open my shirt, you know, when I go to the gym, I open my shirt, I dress up, I look much better than those 25 years old guys. So, in many games, your age is still flexible, still okay. But what is most important is your internal ability, which you can train to become better. Like self-confidence is not what your parents give you or gave you when you were born, but it is how you made. It is how your neighbors or your hard work make. So you have to develop your self-confidence, and you have to learn to be positive. If you say, okay, I'm a loser, I cannot do that, I cannot do this, when you are very negative, you will never be able to go forward because you already quit halfway when you are negative. But you are positive, that means you are still on the right track and you still like to go. It's just a matter of time when the success will come to you. So I will go and compete, and even today I train a little bit because the last 2 days I was quite busy speaking, moving around. We spent whole day at Moirang yesterday, and we went to, old people, homeless people, those who were kicked out by their children in Nong Pok Sing. And so I went there, I bought a lot of vegetable, fish, and the potatoes, and ngaris, and candles for those homeless people. I'm very close to people. And then I came back, we came back to the Lading Pole, where these lepers and people live. I thought they might be living in one house, but this is a village, it's like a village. And the government is going to take over, and I felt sorry for that. So I even messaged to our DM members. And Singlema, I think he went to talk to the village, and I gave some money for their, having dinner or lunch. They were very happy. Then we went to Moirang side. We went to a school where students are studying there from the privileged class, families, poor families. And I was damn happy to see those, girls. So I get my card, and everybody came, and I finished one pack of, I have card, I will give you later. Sorry, I forgot to give. So this is about my dream. I had two dreams. One is to be a world champion in sports, my favorite sports, bodybuilding. And the other dream was to be a doctorate, to be a doctorate degree holder, to have this title, doctor. I didn't care about what I would do, what kind of job I would do. I just love to get this title, because you can understand. You look at my family background, no education, and out of these 10 kids, 3 died, and the others no education. They had very little education, my brother. And the last brother, my elder brother, he was the only one who could, finish modern class 10. He's an engineer, but not a big engineer. He couldn't continue his education as we had no support. He quit, but he was very brilliant student. He was always number 1, number 2, but we had no money. So my dream was to get this title, and I didn't care what job I would do. I just cared what I was doing. So what I like to tell you now, before I continue, I like you young people, don't worry about your future. Don't worry about what you will be. Don't worry about if you will be failure or success. Just do your best what you do now. And I promise you, the result will be always good. When you give 100% what you are doing now, for example, exercise, sport, or study, or anything, you give your 100%. And when you go out for fun, happy time, or watching movie, don't think about your study, or don't think about your sport. That's what I mean. So give whatever you do, 100%. And the result will be 100% good. So I was so serious about this other dream. And I like to tell you a little bit how difficult for me to get this dream come true. As you know, I mentioned before, my parents illiterate, my brothers no education. And I grew up in a very small village, Kanglatongbi, where I was a cowboy. And I went out to take care of my cattle, family cattle. Sometimes I took care of others to earn a little bit money. And I was doing that from 6 years to 12 years old. And every day I would go out in the mountain, and I never came back home empty-handed. I would search around, and I would bring a bunch of firewood, dry firewood for the kitchen. Of course, we had no rice to cook, but still, we need fire. So I brought every day, one hand here holding, one hand holding the stick. Because, cows and cattle, they are very naughty, especially when they don't have full stomach. So you go on the street, beside the street, there are, maize, crops, paddy fields, so they will just sneak out. And I have to keep my wood, the firewood, not only firewood, I had a bag here. I would choose these wild vegetables like loklay, pulay, tuningko. You can see in my documentary film. And I would do that every day. That was up to 6 to 12 years old. Only then I was brought here in Imphal, my carpenter brother and my tailor brother, my 2 brothers. They brought me at Sagombal Moirahanubladar, my present house, my brother's present house. So I came here, you know what my brother did? My second brother, and this is his son, Ulen. So he searched around the cheapest school. And that is Rural Institute in Sapamlera. Sometimes we had about 7 students in my class. And one day I came only one. I was the only one on Saturday, and I didn't clean the room. And next day, our principal hit me so much. that was the cheapest school, and just behind Shomil's house. I studied there. I finished my education there, and on the way to school, I walked every day up and down, and there was one girl. I don't know why she looked at me. Every time we met, she studied in Model High School at Canal Bazaar. She was coming this side, and I was coming back from school, or I was coming back from, she was from Yankomlera. I won't tell the name. Otherwise, she may come for me. So I was coming from home, this terrace side, and she was coming from Yankomlera. So we always met somewhere in the midway. And every time she was looking at me. Do you think I was happy? No. I was very shy. I had inferiority complex. I yamna sonjaba, laida bedunako. I wakal yak tazaba ito. Ada ay na sele ba kumupsi sida pun sigai ba. Sigai ga ay na manung si pigi kum na dojo. Kui na tong man na sigai ba ay na. I put a paper, same color paper, and I worried so much that she would see that holes in my shoes. So when she comes, I would just turn around pretending I'm looking something. Or it's just turning like that, just to avoid the girl. But she would never stop. I don't know why she looked at me, but she lied about the guy. I don't know why. But she did that almost every time we met. And I was so sad, I was so scared, I was so worried if she would see my shoes. And when I came home, I was damn hungry, but we had no food. All my life, poor in India, in Manipur in India, I was poor. So I was very hungry, but we had to wait for the whole night, up to 9 o'clock. And my older brother was working as a tailor, somebody's in bazaar, and he would get 1 week salary. And we were waiting, sitting in the cold winter in the kitchen, waiting for some money he brings. And then only we could buy some rice and we cook. And we had a small house, and we all brothers lived together. And Yinkon Gitata, we sing the balcony that much Mana carpenter and no Kupchakara, and it was damn cold in winter because we had so many holes. And I could just look out any side and I could see the moon. And I could see the stars. We were very poor. My brother, third brother, was a second driver. They had no salary. You know, it depends on the driver's mercy. So he had no earning. And his father was carpenter. You know how much, working for other people. And my oldest brother, tailor. So we had no money.
Excuse me for my interaction.
Okay.
I think some of the students do not fully understand. But your speech is so inspiring. It thrills me. But in order to fully understand, would you kindly more explain
Manipuri?
Thank you.
Oh. Thank you very much. So, yeah, Manipuri. Yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah, my interaction. I get interaction. I see the Maruina Sata singing. Not being in Sata. No, I had a real answer. I didn't know the public school. They laugh more than we have money in a color. How they know I sang out is in Manga the raw. Okay. Thank you, sir. So I don't know who is it. My child is so one another now. I just dress up as your bar. Actually, I know Jane, you the labor. I cannot hide up to me. Quite a hunty second, Magic they learn it up. But the man now, second, and the ain't a light regard, but dark as you beat again. You take it late records again in the Quita Dana. Champo, Pajana Semo to the mean of Alcantara. Fit when a 2 in a second and I when she said, I PhD scholar when I Jane, you the later about I second hand. I don't know. Put it out on a day. I know that. Whom she was second later to ever. And the Koreada youth conference, I'm a young to the other point I say. Maka the water and a chain and meal, and I'm a touch of the lake. That level, I wish I later than the one like they were in my And then smile to na DM college something that Pashazi which later I see I'm not sure no I trade like shape when English key honors store now. Sagi pre-university about the library the Tanga Paya. I think Matung Tarapade is like to note letter about textbook letter about English measure to put them down. That Siki Pashati letter about and the key of quite that which Pashachi talked about. But I'm just I know more the Pashach long on the point is being isolated about. But I'm just I see disappointed or so much at the Kalamaito Pashaka Hanga again. Like Wakam like and a classy, young in the class focused on the way. Like Shulang on the Mingon is from Puba, the Mingon is from Top Numai. It guy from Yoxley. Meetei eating jet. And I know walk to the canon lie. So I know classy or Chale. But do you mean to classy cartoon away? Then district hospital, the Sale. Salaga, blood counters, and I eat the Yons again. Funny. Oh, cut test it of the Yaron. I have dog test of Yana. Look to it. I come to the body building up dog reader. One moment, Pichak Piazana. I do I eat on the Rimico, into my chapel, 48 kgs. I'm 65. That time I was 46, 47. And the man easy looked to it, clerk to now. They gave 15 minutes, Mustang test of the demand my time from the Imapanja, twice the night. So I do what the dreams that Manglan towering is. I look at Tonga, Stories on Mount Tifangani, and the Wairam labor. Ngop Moza Peram labor. They give like Sigi no si labor, Sigi textbooks labor, Colom labor. Take her lehoba, and Masid Mang, Nang the Nungai, and the Kale. They gave 15 minutes, Suraganda Mark of Tre. You know, something about Kamatrayama. Nangi is a labor yaro dorina. It's Popina Tico. I say people Popina Tico. Curry problem like that. Nangi is AB positive type. AB plus 2. Atutaya do now. AB positive today. Any Mingon the Gilobia. I shows you why you just talk the logo. Show me what they look like. Without presentation, look like any. Logo universal receiver. Aduga ma over the other. Now they eat Viva mean only AB positive katane. The AB positive come with the more any mean on the logo I eat the carcass like that. Hi. Aduga Amana, Hector Amana, in now the easy lower the two, a quaint thumbum like that. Cold stories like Madame de Baya, Kalis is a clinic. Madame to the like that. I don't know now easy, yon bayaro, lay bayat, like the feeling that you fought with them around the age of Yon Balapa Calamani, do I wonder it was heartbroken. I ain't a shining jelly, but later can but I ain't a liar about it. What can talk over my arm though? I must do guy, Halaki, I didn't place them in. The place them in the set. But do you think I see the place Roslaga? I know, a psychic national test, Jalan University National Test. Yahweh, I know, University, Tamnavana. At the game, I do I like, but then I see Yahweh, National Test, the Kalakana, I see JNU, the University MA Tambahoe. But I see Matam to the I see Pashapajana, I see JNU, the Tamgibanate. JNU is one of the cheapest university in India, not one of them, but the most cheapest one. Because governments in Yana be a question of subsidies, which has helped to support it. Young home. And the top within get people still in a genuine like people. Still give people say, massive people say, well, Jahum Yakai, Yamada Samri in a pizza. I don't see a quite the Dana, I engineer, but the Mad Junior engineer, but the single song of Dan Male. The Mad song out to the Beraneva. Man, I want the Tadok Dog. The man is here, get my tactical. Extra company put the guina, was there? I put the John Sarin. The man that lives there. Say any Mulok Lamb, but didn't know any young hydrocrats. The I was having Tabira no I do not know what Nazargana. Then I know scholastic pump. Bodybuilding I know overall Mr. Northern India from Budurina. But any talk, thingy, 자히 아니 묵체 비입나 아들 불럭 비트럭 보모이나 자이나 pesa khara le na adu di yam da photo tok dana ba on da di stop tok dana ba na haidok ra dei som da khoi yam ba hom su bisina moina ching da khoi sogom ba la maning da moina lam khong long na pi matam le dai na ching da ado khoi da na khara le ho bne mana gari thu hor pe doi da the mana kin gon ma che mi thoga han ba gi MPhil course work 1 year tam du di mana mai ta na lam yu thoga pesa khara phang du na adum season na kra ado ai ji jahi manga le ko hai se ai na khoi da da gi awa du na maung du hai tu ai na aton sam tharan ai adum nam na bai ko na jar ke na dai na ma sita ne ai na wa ai se ai kana ma tai suppose log dra yam di yam ba engineer tu de log dra junior tu adagi yam ba su de log dra ado ai na kamai to na 5 years si ai na hingna ko no sida PhD to ge MPhil to ge sa gi PhD to sida ai na pasida ko za su bon ji professor ne za president su professor moi khangang mani paisa gi value moi ju loina PhD ro pang ta ni paisa ji yaw da na PhD to je ma ju dai body building to ni ko paisa ju yaw da ade part time to ni ne part time thak si Delhi da matam tu da matai company si lak ni na yang wai part time ba tu na na ai si gym da jo mo to ya da tuition English tapi ya da ko na JNU da to free mi na khar tha jai Delhi da which is respected because best it is one and best university in India. So when a tuition they khar dum phang bang me adu yam na la phang da di moi pas mo ta pi mi na koi saksi yam si ta du mai ta koi uzadan sai pan bi gi do koi notice koi gi mo ma hai kwa ne si gi matang dai na super tran trai lai tu so kam te ada mai ta na chap si di nungai ti yam lak lak chap si jo ada anak ko dai ta phang si jong lu ada ai airport da ai all night hing tum da na thabak to ra ga ai morning da halaga ai pung ama gumbatum ga ai adagi breakfast ara ai class job sali mai ta kan ai sum honor pisa sum wasal ado ai si yang popular oye JNU da chu ai na sports ai na han bane bode bler ai na Mr. Delhi Mari ra kalo ba adagi ai na roi bis moi kre ai ta kibde kan thok tre to maram di moi life de roi scholar na tane ba lai chu ai ba tu ba ado focus to ba du ma tane politician gum ba ado sanaroi si yaw da ba ado aina mai ta Mr. Delhi si Mari dak law ra over adagi Mr. Northern India ja hum la adagi over all ama law si da ai si kemati popular oi ba koi gi JNU campus da I was very popular. I was kind of small star, but I was also very popular. Another side atop lambiam da trai ji pau eba kamai khau ge da chak chawa yadre na hostel da ming thop do maram dai paisa pi dre da ha puting ge matam da chu pi ngam tre ba mai na moi na chak cha bang gi wal si da moi na eviction list an thui ye ha puting thui ba ada ai si karai ta ge da ai gi number 1 je ai ming ja dum number 1 da le ban ado atop number 2 3 ga tab sum ji moi da dum change to ye ba khara le ga vikas khara le ga Christian khara le ga ado moi di matang khara sum choi gi moi na eviction thor ko ani thak sa hok da bi ai gi di lai ta bi na sum thok ai dum number 1 da le ba I was superstar. I was very famous. But si ki matang da ina mo hai ning bana ai na sok am na wa ra ba matang da ai na high school life to ai ki mati wa ki game college life to yong na wa da na ji I yon ge sak ki the JNU just why sok no na why za hi manga mai na ai chi chum la ne sam phau ja ni ado ai sak ko chi tong ngam na ba hai da na ai ji even I hostel presidency lab the real hostel da ado kana da thok te ki da yang yam do kana thok te moi marang di moi khange ai na soi da window ni da dum window ai dum da thora dum window ke ba adu ju khala le ra na marang di moi de ki da thok ta ba moi khange ba moi window ro ngam moi ai ge teng na ba ya ro khange marang di I was very popular as a sportsman and also as a evicted list ba ya khang na adu bana ai ma ya hai je ke North East ki mi amana moi di marak da karigumba khara smaina vote ki thada bi matang da koina win to wai se is very rare asi quite wab ni se marang di moi the majority koina minority da natna ko picture film ne mi ni moi ya why adu aina dum thome ado moi kan thorok te mangam adu khara le ga moi kalak pu ka yang to ge da ko mo na ne to ge se mai to ge da aina kitang soi gi bitu da ba ai ji bisto ya ai gi presidency to de lok thoi mo aina president le bi ju ka mai to ge aina sum ko lok pa to ngam dra ni na president wa ga ti cha ko di free da cha ya ga ai ju free cha cha no adu ka ta le bi to ya adu di pi mo ya president wa ta de free da mes bi do ya ya ba adu ko ki support to wa na thok ni da adu ju tha hum Manipur ga 좀 그런 농아에 좀 자자름부터 아니 근데 기상 초에는 떠오르다 아이지 비슷하래 떠오래 아들이 거기는 마땅하다 아이나 사우스 코리아의 유th 페스티벌 야구 잡아이 사박 축하를 봐 근데 뭐이나 많이 비슷하 파레파라도 돼 사우스 코리아다 이 보이도 저 토게나 아이도 뭐이 똑바로 봐야죠 아 마야 그다이 비슷한 신네 아 뭐이나 비슷하게 아두 아이 가자나 제자는 그래서 이 마운다 마운드 탱나가 봐 프로블렘 진짜 마운드 로이 하이드래 많이 또 나이지 제뉴기 라이프 스타일 아이 또 기마틱 와키 only in the last 1.5 years, đôi năm nay thấy em một khai thấy em một cái gì nào, ai chịu gì, ai thì lôi nó bị chân anh lấy mất, Chinese đã cái chân anh trái, English đã nên si, bây giờ chỉ còn học này cả, dập trong bên này, mà sắc chơi đúng dập này được không? Đi ai đó cái nó cô, đâu ma cái thằng này mà cái thằng nào bây giờ cái gì mà tôi làm mà gì 1996 ở South Korea thì sắp tới thằng nào, this would mean là tôi organization là family federation là sponsor tàu từ này tham này ai phải xả lên thế có, vì nào bây giờ phải xả em lấy cái máy Korea cho tay nó, vì là sponsor tàu sắp tới nào, ai nào Korea đây cho lấy youth festival chỉ là mà cũng này mà tôi làm mà cũng mấy lên các bạn, xí gì mà tăng chú ai này chỉ tập tới này giàu này, mà làm lấy cái tấm pha video, mà chú thấy cái tung có phải xài, đều phăng cái đó phăng ngoài đó khăng đấy. Hanga jo ai Manipur da loi pizza ni madi pisa ai am ta Taiwan da puroi ai di pitok pa katani sidai dai Manipur da lau ge chung kan jade ado nahan mera bai na ayu na da pa sing tara pa pera ado jo Manipur loi pitoi na ado kang khangam mau na jade de hau pi impire toi pa cha pera te Chief Minister ibu bi unna betul juga Shanti ke dog jiwa hari tu orang, mak kalian ni si pasal ni lah perkang deh Shanti ke dog jiwa, itu nak kau ki meeting matang dah, unna rup ni Shanti ke dog jiwa, pasal ni belak mana, dah ini pasal pang kita, kalau pang itu kira baik, kira macam itu loi pitu mesti dah, ada yang lain na, we want the help program ni, mai tahu nama mana, kau ki janing lei masih tiang na dana, South Korea sekali, ada 1996 dah. Jadi matung dah mana invite tu dah Taiwan dah 1996 dah Taiwan dah mai dah koi rui mai mama pau ni 14 days later ka India dah le JNU dah halak baca dah adu dah kita mana envelope dah macam matam tu MA tahu rima MA kerana matam kerana tu orang yang tahu apa tu nak MA dengan mana ai nak yang wise makang apa tu macam yang sama mana siap taza baik mana mana kamai taza kita mana iban yang guna mana kai yang dia je mana ai saksi dia yang dia mana ai sang dia yang dia kata yang dia ai kuch dia yang ai kuch dia mai yang ai kuch dia yang kita masih ai suka kan dia ko kamu dia mahal kan kamu mana ai kising li yang ba dia kuch rap oi ba sisit nan benar tak ba si yang kan mak khal masih nupa jam hard working oi ba nupa ni mas kang dia ai cara di hela roy ada betul tu ai PhD tu ni ija sing noi ni hayang nupa kan betul ko masak pajab khalu no wang jau su khalu no makut yang ko you know kan betul ni, noi na kan tise. Mana teruk kalau dia ni lahir terus juga. Minister masa nak terus juga, profesor masa nak terus ni. Mas suai dia na, kau nak jaga ni. Suai dia nungai nak benci dah. Aduna sakta kalau no, moi mapa profesor, doktor, moi beraju kalau no, tan butal lagi, mapa na pirpo mayam do. Atom sakra ni, mama itang dia na. Noi yum dah halak tahu. Mau halak bedo. Semai tu dah iban sekarang dah 14 days in Taiwan ai lay di matung dah Taiwan lagi I 14 days half man 14 days lives then I like I want it really to it I do her I don't pay yet from the I do her not the kind of come with her but I buy this but I do her selfish way ba I don't care the young the other I know how they can look of you not about I tell you hey come on help me I'm your friend I'm going to be your who knows your husband and the mana yamna considerate boy benina understanding boy mana na every month the paisa ji khara dollar ji ha pa thar ever chung khara tharam ju khara le mut khre ne kamai to geda india na lo pass to bwani da envelope the paisa ha pa tha ba yad re do ajide dem phang gidre that is 1997 96 95 dai Korea 95 Taiwan the 96 after 1 year she came to Delhi first time ana Delhi da la air da ge ai nai by the university by about all together she said about 3 months tha umu ma Delhi da lai by ge ina da ki ma na ju ai lai ka mai together by sha ji chai am ji da ko chi ti ta nai ni ko ade phone ju ma na to re ado phone ga smart di pung ma ga sai ni international call ji da I need a minute, I'm a book hang on them. I might tell you, Mana should talk by now. Although I know over there, IGT, GT in a sense, Marie Marie Eva, Hamagi. I do they fetch white with it. I don't imagine the Madi phone to do an extra. It's 1 hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. The question is Hayat, who still the lane in Miami, queue the level label. कितना बात करेगा है ना मैं हिंदी लॉक्शन पुत्र तुम तो पा साथ ना बात है ये कि सुनवारी था ना सुनुंगा इधर तुम साथ के बा दा आई जो फ्री नहीं ना तुम साथ तो मैं तो ना कोई ऐसी चीज़ कम्युनिकेट तो ना 1996 finally she decided to come and marry me अदेखि जेन युद्ध खराब तम ले जो माना Chinese पूछे ने पूरे पूछे आधे जो पैसा दिमाग I know my pump to come again. Jump to be back. I might be a chocolate, but I give out whatever. I give a man who live near Mother for the December, you slap the December the whole egg. Ibanisi, I do talk with the command, I speciality, and I do talk the Zahini Pana and Dili Dina, Jane Udai, Tambama, I Jumda, or Marilla Kumatorang. Speciality. Speciality than I talk there. The man la put right properly the man I trust you so I like to marry you so I thought I'm going to decide to the way Manipur that for a proper to we train the to learn you guys play the way to America Europe ko koi ga yes paisa hadar minute adwai fine then I train ga tum drive jikte no me ba jikte ado thai ya awa bdo ha tiny award to color get the governing ego, sounding of your air. Although GT young, although Ivan is trained in a quite a good train, quite home train, Mogana, La Egg, Watiba. The what is the way hotel for Nam, I know the second hand, I'm late with the quite young that way massage again. You want that I do put the way to minimum. For our count to wonder how to brain, although Mamma that you had to guide. Kaya ngang ma wo sep yang mo ni yang be massage ko mai mai am ai dia ngang yang chi ja ba aduna moi ni rap kap moi future je ji ti lo mai pa program ta chem na mo dre ade moi ni phiro mai akro hotel ji da ri show to ko sala chang mo da ka ba de piu bir te ba koi pibam du da koi sak du da ba ji jo another discrimination ko si yang hierarchy ta da ke koi atopa lai ra na lai ya bo te lam da lai re eng jama do ga Manipur da mu pastor ga thorok ting da pastor ga pen ta na ga da ya ma ni ya si mai ma ta chang e da na just to point da ma na sing tara ma pe re long ba gi ne na da long ba gi paisa ju ma na pe ra du ga da gi ai gi chaning lai ma na por ko paisa du ga ne oi to si oi chang e ai gi ta lai te mai ta na we 20 days we stayed in Manipur. Then we moved back to Delhi and she stayed about Nimitara Nimukleraka Taiwan the Hanki. They are the Matunda to new Mukleraka, a Taiwan that's a lemon and Python. My speciality Marcus Atari, airplane ticket on another. ma di to gai Taiwan da sale tam du da ma pregnant oi đấy koi na Chinese real bodybuilder oi bin ma sa pa bina angang che ma ka du yang thu bre the ma di pregnant oi koi first baby si in chan PC si tra tre su senior school da ma mi ron ma du da tom da le inu ngai te na aina Taiwan da cha la ga ma ga le mi nei ma tam du da ni ma na ingon da mana amu waja ke si mo su yam ina pun bai mung dinate cham cham ba kaman family hai tare den mana thabak si ju matam den ma di satri ju hoi ba thabak si mana ohum mari ga tor ga paisa ji tan ba ado ai di thabak chu leite da matam da the Chinese sungang ba hita ba ai PhD ju to loi dim ni na paisa ji tan ba ya da na ado ga ya da na ai je dum mi mung da lai ba dum mana thabak chakhi ba mi ni ga halak ta ba ya wa sa ge night shift lai ba dang di thabak lai ba na mai to na matam khara lai re ngang ki bo kan da ai after 6 months I came back to JNU so I was up and down sa muk chat pa muk halak pa mai to ga PhD ai ki thesis ka ju ma na type to bi da bo lo shem mai to na mai to na PhD ju lo shem right dei matam tu ga ina 1997 da ni ai na Taiwan da settle to ba rai she da ki di matang sum la ga mai to na my life is settled and I'm very much satisfied with my life. And what I like to tell you young people is that's how I bet when we pray on. We can meet a Malaysian, we can Manipur the Tazaba Malaysian by now. Hey, that's how we're going to say for one sana game tam da that's how we babung ima when a yatri do. That's how other yala tam go lona to go sana salipa. Reneti su yati ko. Asim wait what kalam lay ko da hunting di wakalam ko thai ni. Nang sports salade nang lari yara roy. If you like to go in the sports field, you are hopeless for study. And on the other side, nang like the president tam guarantee sports hanaganu. Hai ba sumo wakalo na malay ko pagi scientific way da ba chum da wakalo malay ba. And I want the young view as example. I number 1 young college ai tam ai number 1 university ai Jawlan University PhD lo shen kibani akwai chiju mai lo shen ke me akwai 26 akwai class the low is the number 1 ai dia han ba PhD lo ai se ai ne itai no lingjel hai ta ai number 1 ai no han ba PhD lo ne number 2 Rajasthan bazama ma America da za wele ba Hindi go za wele tai di kharam na loi kharam na tok re to ba di kharam na kona ai ta tai noi da hai ning de noi na pa okay iman ba na ya te hai ro noi na sana ning ba lambi da na tra ka noi madu yam serious way na khan ga no adu be be ba di kai ga adu bo noi na doctor oi ba ya roi da ba kop tu da doctor oi hen ni engineer oi hen ni som tak lai ra ga de noi chap ya tam bu ya do I don't think you will be successful and I don't think you will be happy in your future life. Noi pun cita pe dong ida su nungai bo oi roi pe dong su nungai ba pang loi atu na ai na hai ka da bai bo noi na ba noi na chaping ba line tu da na 100% pir ka na cha lo noi pun cita swai da mai pa ka ni atu ga noi smai to khan ga no ai satra oi ra di ai sana pa ya roi ai sana roi already ai larik tam ya roi hai du khan go maram de I am the example ai samak sin noi mang nga si lepi sini is a professor not in India not in Manipur as a professor in a far foreign country Taiwan where they only look for white guys, only Western people, American, British, Australian, they look for that kind of people. But I'm teaching there, and I'm one of the most respected professors in my institute. I have friends from UK, I have friends from America, I have friends from Poland, from Russia, from France, from Switzerland, but they are not really better than me. So I sana pagi so I see life pagi mental faculty da su ai dum wang nang kai sana pagi wai mai kai da su ai Mr. World tara da su ai excellent award fangai ado ji sibau da pen da na ai dream bigger ai ji Mr. Olympia da yaw ni ai tok jari noi na khan khaladi pa ma di pa pa la mi du cha lo noi ngam ni ana khalaga takka da ne da ima pa ba hai ba de le kai ni hai ba. Don't take it seriously. Do what you want. give 100%, and you will do great. And good luck. Thank you. Thank you. So, any
question? Anybody?
Oh.
Actually, we'll have limited questions.
Yeah, maybe a few questions. Everyone is
tired.
tired.
I question amtang Sarna yamna wana hardworking tawduna honajaraga asigumba lemjaningai oiba price phangmuda kari wakhan khanba game tu myamda message na bet pibiro
Aina, you know, koi sai o ja chong ban bi do ngai da ka kui da ngai ka phang ba poti yam hau ye do adu ta ka I struggled for so many years to get my PhD title. And I got this world champion title after so many. What is the value? I have no value. And I'm talking about aina haisi aina pi ba ya ba value di matang ai hai jari aina low ba ya ba value du natte ko aina kari ngam ga take hai to ada aina chief minister matam una matam dai harau de ka khangam una dai harau de mera ba una dai harau de ke no aina hai to moi ta te ta chu ta ro ai suggest to ya to moi low ro ya ba adu noi di soi the low ne ba aram di noi you have a long way to go. You like to be successful. You like to be rich. You like to be, might be famous. So I can't get no show the low ni. Low the no my power. I do not low them ni. So I do not know. Yam lai harawi. I do what you. I na pinning basing do. My nine people know that when haraw. Thank you.
Babakta yam nung ajang dynamic Manipur na sinbi na suma koi resource person na kadra the persons who actually come across such kind of all difficulties way along sida lakpa koppa jigi experience here to wiba ja chawba adagi renedigi adagi koi ja Shantikumar bibi living se masi aduki matik maman yaba adugumba wahi Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I just always later and the news later. Just Shantikumar is still focused on again. For real life, I could willpower. I couldn't go mama telling Madame so many we side the Gilak, Haitare, Isagi, Bamayamsi, Tongam Dava, Putoknim Mayamsi, Putongam Dava. All kinds of disturbances, failures, degi mayam sida koi imana bedegi khangde yum degi khangde am khangde lai the lai bagi diet ki karga mayam sigi yum me merak sida oja Shantikumar na phawal base it's a real story amoina akoi the vividly clear picture of my own bibi base it's very thankful masi yam aiba kaido mane lojai aduga yam ngai jari de theory that some high benefaba, I own story ama legit and practical works is here to Vivasida. So then I started sing live a call him. I am saying, so I then my confidence, some of the create the Rongani, I say, I see doing touches of any, and Abukana, if you don't know, they don't know how to later. The Udabo, Nasigi, Sigumba. Function amaga just until Lakbiraga the real life story that the struggle may am shared with na angang singbo agoge tongi life there in spite of all hindrances, in spite of all failures, you have the guts to win. However, I'm the first inspiration to be big. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the compliment.
One more.
Sir, like you have achieved a lot of things. You've seen world. You've traveled around. So what is? How do you determine success? What is success to you? Like you've seen a lot of things. You've achieved what you wanted to achieve, and how do you define success? Like not just for what you have done, but like for everyone. Because in a society, like Manipur society, we compromise a lot. Yeah,
I got it. Thank you. Success. Akoina success da. So focus the no my path the basuyai. I don't know what is more important than success is the way, the progress, the time where you experience, the way. Lambi dune yang maru way se. When success yo ding matamda sidagina sibau chi tatpajda aina sidagina moirang bau tatpagi na ai moirang je success ne khalasi ai gi goal en khalasi ada maru way ri bati aina kamai tokdana moirang ji yo na ba tatpake hai bidune bayam na maru way se. Madudane akhoi gi self confidence develop toriba akhoi gi willpower is utilize toriba willpower is develop toriba asiki process dune ba yang important was pa. So aduna success, you don't give too much emphasis on success, but you better focus on what you are doing right now. And I give to na toriba na point toriba talk to that importance to give you. Success will come to you. So for me, success is just not the end, but it is some stop. Then, once you accomplish your dream, no na mangla nama mang power masi mang nama say the dream mama aina achieve tore aina accomplish tore aina realize tore haidana aina tandana tutuk ko yate. Maramdi, if you stop. I know words have been when I am satisfied, I'm very happy, and I don't try for another achievement. I do it. I show them that Tarani. Who got up for any? Masalika Yaro. Nilani. So, I don't know. Sagi, dream ama complete matunda. Another dream. You have to start. Because that's how the Sagi special course A class. Panget, ado, nungai na sofa da fang wasung TV yang lep di tau loe ba. Ado, tau ragati wazagi lay ba quality, sing sa monkey kaniya. Same with everyone, and I think, okay, I have achieved my goal. Okay, now I can quit. If I don't train, what will happen? Next time, lap with that was na ay nakapamaro. Saya judge be man photo na panam na nguram judge ban. Bambom jide am harau jap. Do ai matang dai na smai tan ai harau na ai dream fangi kan la ka tok thok ra ka ti. Matang dai bambom ju picture la ni pun na sap for ani ko. Aduna for success is something you have to aim. But this is not the end. I hope this satisfies you. And a question.
Okay, we have one more question.
Okay.
Sir, I give me Ngangbam kanan. Temple is for us. Adoina. Sir, the question that about request something to jagi. Idea when as I get Sir Jay when TV the kind of photo the kind of Facebook the kind of Sir well fit where about this is Uzagrema. Adunga see the Yaragati before the big test. Yaragati.
I the side hang on with it.
As you talk about
Oh, see him tangje, current do again on it. Yam na line of Kumbaya, other practical only young duba, and only a pig in that. Aquina, anoina Uriba image, no Uriba photo set. It takes time to make that. When anytime the winner put with the we get our Masakna Madu, we need time to train, we need time to eat, change our diet. We need time to rest, and we need time to eat certain things. Fat or yam lady, and my talk under when you keep them to line. I don't know when any of them that are sick and would say, Yati, Marcel Arkumanata. That's all I was up for him. I born about so from wherever. bodybuilding ado ut pakra yadam le ado pambom jum ut ke ha se natural ko ya se ba muscle ni ko steroid and drug kan yaw de bida ha thank you so much thank you yeah
Okay, so that last one question I'm coming in man. Seen the last one here.
Wally bro I should do it
How punya jadi? I just question just hangmang ko. I already that 20 of July. I mean this July ni kanjai ko. Ozaki documentary song utkan hai waduki. Tapi nama I present hoja ni pun duda. I tapi naik kadi yang sering itu Ozaki book tu juga ampas ni. Anu mana kemaina si kai deki pangga ke or that 20 ke so sida or in time untang detail na happy lagi am noise ni kan.
Anyone is welcome. You can come. Tang pun ki, July ki tang pun ko. Hendak lai ibu numai jing chin natra mani ko. Hendak lai ibu numai jing Jun ki July ki tang pun cida pergi lamyan basang le Palace Ground dah lai itu. Ai cukang dri catri. Jadi kita pun amat lagi program hau ni. Masih dah ida ai lirik my journey. I will lirik sini. I live the number documentary film 30 minutes. See, I need to release the whole line na. Madudai the we screening the ni documentary film si so noi later ka so mitu da dum yeng ba ya ni noi na noi ki inspiration noi na ba na traga motivated noi na motivation noi na tham ga ka ti noi adum later ka pa ba yai na traga later ka dum yeng ba ya ko tang kun lam yan ba sang le ko dumai jeng ni mita and I will see you some of them I think was that
last minute sagi all life story video ko sagi mother or father se kai le
okay I never mentioned I'm so sorry when my mother died I cried for 3 years my mother was the inspiration for me to do good things and she was illiterate she was very simple but she was very kind na meaning si chao ba phagi su dum tau ai khra su phagi dum tau ima de you know my mother died because she gave birth 10 children and she had malnutrition herself so she broke down on her body and she died a little bit more than 60 when she was a little bit more than 60 years old and I was not home I was studying outside JNU that time and when I came to see her, she was already gone for 9 days. I know yum dah lapam tamda imaji adum minipani mapani ho gilerame surat kitang lerame adu matungda that was in 1991 or 90 my mother died very young 60 years old it's very young because she my masada ko ngam ya ko jadi jada ba tisuba ngam maduna maram oidra poi masi hingba ngangkide matam tu da ai gi yam bachi engineer oi betang ai re matam tu ai di chhatra ni aduna poi ji pasha ji chuklai le dana ima ji hospital da pu ngam kidaba aduna ima ji poi gi poverty no maram oidra ai ta lai re betang maram oidra poi kaim ta yeng ngam kide tamai to dana ai gi ima si lai kide Madugi saktam duni aina Manipur si kang leipak sa aina uri ba fibam se. And every time when I think of Manipur, I always think of my mother. I always think of these suffering old people. Dagi apa ki babana 2005 da ai Taiwan da 97 dagi lep ni 2005 da lai kide ai tiket kal oi ka ga aina yum da takane na ai airport da sale. Ako stage da isinau sina ai la triba na ma ki pe papa ki body si preserve to ka thamna na ba moi sem sa le rame ai na atom ma su oi na koi ba ji ma na kam si ja ba to ima jo na hokra adu ai na ba ji ki unana ba na at least ai na sa ki ka function do koi se na ki oloi be ki adu ba di yaw na ba na to da nice ticket kutak ta ka ga airport ta koi chaning le mana tin bi dan chat le ado aina mu ma je yum da muthile ai ji aina mu airport ta gi ma bo ma yum da muthile maram di moina airport authority na ngon hare nang Taiwan da military service yautri madugi service tu loitri yautri aduna nang Taiwan gi mapan chat pa yaroi haidana aiji poi baba gi leihida bagi chu kam yaw ngaudre duna sahi ama le raga la ga yawi mani Taiwan gi loda every man has to go through military service and this is compulsory like in China I think aduna maram wa na aiji baba chu na hokte aduga ima chu na hokte aduna ai noida na hawri bano ai chake ima ipa na hingle da noi ima ipa mulu na tawbiu ayeng moi le trakanda noina phage chaba tau jaga adu phangoi aduna ai di any throck matan aduna ne aina halaman like the line ma yang hek chala talo unna bana saida jo ai koina kandura lai ya 90 plus years ko ba bambu chu tang ta lai ra bai mung choi bai mangon da magi hidak lai biu na magi nga to ri chu taw cha cha na bai nai ji chai bai sa pyramid du chu na ngarang da chu ai ye le lai Taiwan da lai lai na chu ai bai sa chu tha ra ba kang la Facebook kang la group da ka tor ko moi da pi hal le ba ina aduna smai to na khoi hi ma ba tu na hokte ani ma aduna ai na mayam da hajan ni di ma ba lai ri da moi phajana lu na to biu nung sin na tham biu de moi na chalam dai da siram dai da moi ba harau harau na jalan kisi si hajan thank you